I got the bloodlust. Me too. I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror. This is episode 241 of the program. Tonight we are talking about Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, the movie that started out as a trailer and then several years later got made into a full-length feature. Just in time for the holiday. My name is Amy. I am your fearless leader, joined as always by my lovely and talented co-host Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
What's up?
You ready for Christmas?
Yes. I'm all done.
Oh, good.
I'm ready.
I'm mostly finished. I did a lot of shopping today.
Well, good. I'm glad you got a good chunk done. I finished mine yesterday. And I have to mail a couple things out tomorrow and then wrap some things sometime this week, but the purchasing of things is all done.
Very good.
Luckily, my dad has recently become a Swiftie, so buying for him, because I'm a Secret Santa, was very easy.
We do, at my family this year, we started 4 random gifts of $25 or less.
Okay.
And then we're just playing a bunch of games to divvy them up.
That's fun.
So each family buys 4.
I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we always my aunt picks names and we do like a Secret Santa thing. And
that's awesome.
I've got my dad many times and he's usually like super easy.
Dads are always easy to buy for.
But especially my dad, he's into such weird things. And he's been driving my mom crazy with all his Taylor Swift talk.
Well, he is your dad and you're also into weird things.
Yes, it tracks.
It does.
I am not a Swiftie, though. I mean, I appreciate her, and way to go, I support her, but I'm not at his level.
Well, that's funny. That's funny that your dad's a Swiftie. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yes.
So, listeners, we're talking about Thanksgiving tonight, but our roundtable question is about fun kills that are not from horror movies. Jamie, what is your favorite kill from a non-horror movie or death?
You know, that's a hard one because I watch a lot of non-horror movies. And there's a lot of really good kills in them. So I guess
Yeah, you watch a lot of action movies, so that would make it difficult.
It does make it difficult. Like, I feel like initially my first thought was thinking like something either like Tarantino or, like something from Kill Bill or something, because there's like pretty solid deaths in that. But favorite is hard. I guess when I was thinking of it, I was thinking more like what came across as like the most brutal or like intense death scene from a non-horror movie, just because that's kind of what we see in this movie. Like
intense
camp aside, they're just some like real intense, gory, like unfortunate ways to die sort of thing. So that got me thinking of one of my favorite films of all time, which is Braveheart.
Oh, that one occurred to me as well.
Yeah, and how William Wallace meets his demise in the end.
And how is that for people who haven't seen it?
Well, he is essentially, what do they call it? Like the drawn and quartered. It doesn't show all of it in the scope of the film.
Is that what being drawn and quartered is?
It's they would like take your intestines out and then they would either have you ripped apart, like your limbs ripped off by horses, or they would just chop them all off and send your limbs to different areas. But essentially you'd be dismembered in some way, shape, or form. But in the movie, it shows him being tied to a table and they cut him open and start pulling his intestines out as he's obviously alive and feeling all of this. And that's after they stretch him.
Right.
They like pull his neck by a rope. They pull his arms by a rope. Like it's brutal. He had a real rough time at the end there.
I'll say.
All in the name of freedom. Scottish freedom.
Freedom.
So yeah, I would say like, I guess of a non-horror movie, that one always kind of stuck with me.
That's a good
because
one.
it seems terrible. That, and if anyone's seen Last of the Mohicans, well, I love that movie. Also, Daniel Day-Lewis. There's a scene where the character Duncan is burned alive at the stake. And that always stuck with me also, because the idea of being burned alive is something absolutely terrifying to me.
Yeah.
So, and it was a very graphic, very brutal scene, and the music that was playing in the background is very haunting. It's beautiful, but it's like super haunting classical score. Made for a very effective scene that I'm pretty sure I had like nightmares about a little bit afterwards, but it's an awesome movie. Great music.
Those are good choices.
Yeah,
very
both
dramatic
historical
deaths.
things. Yes,
both historical. That tracks for you.
Yep.
One of my favorite deaths is the part in Titanic where the people are falling and the guy like bangs his
bounces off the rudder.
That I could watch that over and over again.
Yeah,
I love that. That's the cinematic equivalent
funny.
of that breakdancing guy who kicks the kid. It's just something I could watch over and over and over again.
It's good.
And then I think my favorite deaths are from the Virgin Suicides. The girls in the Virgin Suicides, especially the one that gets impaled on the fence.
Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't seen that in forever.
Oh, I love it. We watched it recently because Kay's never seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's great. I have it on Blu-ray if you want to borrow it.
Oh, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Read the book a few times.
Yeah, I love that book.
Yeah.
I love Jeffrey Eugenides.
Same here.
Speaking of good movies that are not horror, I watched May December this morning.
Oh yeah,
the one with Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman. It was amazing. Oh my god,
yeah.
I loved it. You know what it's about?
I do not.
It's about Mary Kay Letourneau. I mean, it's not exactly. Do you know who that is?
You do know who that is, of course.
Yeah, but it's about a fictional lady who had an affair with raped a 13-year-old boy, and then eventually, after she got out of prison, married him and stuff. And in this movie, Natalie Portman plays an actress who is coming to study Julianne Moore, the person who did this, so that she can play her in a movie. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And directed by Todd Haynes, who is one of my very favorite directors, who also made Carol and Far From Heaven. Some great movies, and Safe, which is another great movie, also starring Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore is kind of his muse.
Okay.
If you haven't seen Far From Heaven, it's one of my very favorite movies of all time.
Is
Beautiful movie with Julianne Moore and Dennis Haysbert.
Okay, good to know. I've only seen Carol.
Carol's great. Far From Heaven is better.
It's all right. It's not my type of movie necessarily, but
you know, like I loved it. It was like a gay Mad Men. Gay Mad Men.
Yeah, gay Mad Men. I fucking love Cate Blanchett. Like, I think she's probably the most beautiful person, or one of them. I just love her.
She's something.
But like the movie, yeah, it's just not my type of movie.
I love stuff about, people who go against societal norms for the time and things like that. I love movies about that and repression and stuff. It's my bread and butter.
And I like the historical epic.
Mm-hmm. So this one might not be totally up your alley, but man, for the performances alone, it's definitely worth seeing.
Okay.
Other kills from non-horror movies that you enjoy. You mentioned Kill Bill, and that the fight scene between her and O-Ren Ishii, the one out in the snow.
Yeah, of course.
She gets scalped. That's an amazing scene. That's a great
And
one.
I love at the very end of the second part where she kills Bill. himself. Like, that part is so neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the almost kill, like, obviously it doesn't happen, spoiler alert, because she
the almost kill of her.
Yes, where she's buried alive. Ugh. That got me, makes me very claustrophobic and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Me too. And that reminds me of that VHS segment where that girl gets buried alive. Listeners, what is your favorite kill from a non-horror movie or death or what have you? Let us know. You know how to get in touch with us. We love to hear from you. All right, you ready to start talking about this movie, Jamie?
I think so.
All right. I can't wait to hear about your weird experience with it.
Yeah.
All
Weird,
right.
terrible, whatever. We'll see.
Let's get into it. Why don't you give us the
Yep.
stats first?
All right. Well, this here movie was directed by horror fave Eli Roth, written by Jeff Rendell, rated R, a running time of 1 hour 46 minutes. It stars McDreamy himself, sexiest person alive, or whatever they call it.
Ew.
Patrick Dempsey.
I don't see it.
Gina Gershon, who I was happy to see again.
Yeah, where's she been?
Yeah, I don't know, but welcome back, Gina. And Ty Olson. It was released November 17th of this year, 2023, in theaters. Rotten Tomatoes, currently 84% fresh for critics, 79% fresh for audiences.
Thank you, Jamie.
Or just the one audience. Yeah,
For the one audience.
for the one.
This movie begins with a really intense Black Friday riot where multiple people are killed. And which I think are the strongest scenes in the movie.
Yes.
And a year later, on the anniversary, the proprietor of the store unwisely decides, and callously so, decides to keep the store open for Black Friday again. And in anticipation of this, a masked killer wearing a John Carver mask, who is one of the pilgrims, one of those founders of Plymouth or whatever, a killer wearing a mask of him starts picking off those involved in the previous year's riot in gruesome and cartoony and fun ways. And that's all that it's about. It's focused on a girl named Jessica and her friends and her family. Her dad is the owner of the store. What is it called? ShopRite?
Way?
Right Way? ShopRite?
Something like that.
Something like that. It's a grocery kind of Walmart-y kind of store. Shop Mart, Price Mart.
It was like Right Way,
Maybe.
Right Shop. Generic.
It was a generic store.
Yes.
But that's what it's about. It is
not a ton of plot, really.
No, and it doesn't follow the plot of the trailer. The trailer plot was like a boy who is in love with a turkey, and then when the turkey gets killed for Thanksgiving dinner, he goes on a rampage.
Yeah.
They decided
real sweet.
They decided to leave
time.
that one to the trailer and come up with this, which is a more useful for a franchise kind of plot.
Sure.
This was not written by Eli Roth, like Jamie said. It was written by somebody else, and generally, we appreciate when Eli Roth does not write his own things.
Yeah, I think his movies benefit from that.
I think it does. They are not generally known for their screenplays, and I don't think this is much of an exception. So, Jamie. Oh, and I should also say that a sequel is already greenlit for 2025.
That seemed obvious, or
Obvious.
at least like it was highly telegraphed that was a possibility.
And it is doing pretty well at the box office.
Great to hear.
So what did you think, my friend? Tell me about your time.
Well, okay, so to preface,
please.
This is a busy time of year at work. And it's the holidays, so I didn't get around to going to see this in the theater till the last minute. Last minute being the only showing that there was last night, which was 9:50 in the evening.
Yikes.
There were 3 of us in the theater. Me in a seat in the very back row, and then a couple who was like the row in front of me and just a little bit over. I was telling Amy before we started recording, this was the single most terrible fucking theater viewing experience I've ever had in my life.
What were they doing?
It wasn't even just the couple. I'll get to the couple.
Okay.
But like the sound on it kept going like so muddled. Like it kept getting fucked up probably every 20 minutes or so. Every 15, 20 minutes. Yep. And because it was so late at night, no ushers or anyone were like popping their heads in to like check if everything was fine. There was clearly nobody up in the box upstairs where like the movie is projecting, the projection booth.
Yeah.
And it would be like you could barely hear it. You could hear like muffled words.
Shit.
It was almost as if you were like underwater. I mean, granted, to MJR's credit, at the end of all this, I got a refund on my ticket.
Okay.
Because it was so bad. So like the viewing part of it itself was fine,
but you couldn't hear it.
There were so many stretches of this that I just I literally could not hear.
Oh, that sucks.
So yes, so that was very unfortunate.
You missed all the puns.
I missed a lot of puns. I caught a couple of them, so I could tell that there were a lot of, or at least there were some like Thanksgiving related puns that I appreciated and it was fun. So I can't wait to watch this again, I'll say. But the theater experience last night was not great. Not for the couple. I don't know if they didn't know I was in the back. I'm not sure. I didn't have a drink or popcorn because it was late at night, so I wasn't really making any noise. I was very quiet by myself. They were on their phones for a good chunk of the time, so it was very bright and noisy. And then, without a doubt, at some point, she was giving him a hand job.
Shut up.
I will not shut up. It was obvious. He was not quiet about the noises.
Shut up, Jamie.
Like, it was uncomfortable.
Waterford MJR at 9:50 p.m., huh?
Yeah, apparently that's where the kids go when they can't find anywhere else to
my God,
get sexy. Or they were just figuring like, well, the sound is so bad. And so like,
yeah, but you don't want to hear somebody like slapping away.
That was all I heard.
Oh my God, you're joking.
I'm not joking. So like, if I had a popcorn, I would have rustled it a little bit.
Yeah, you should have just been like,
hey, like I tried because I've been getting over like bronchitis too. So like, I was trying to like rustle up a cough or something, but I think the shock of it and the like,
it just froze everything inside you.
Yeah, just being like, is this actually what's really happening right now? Like that sort of like fight or flight or freeze. I like froze. I was just like, I can't believe this is fucking happening. And if I don't want to be obvious and get up and leave because then like, I don't know.
Why? They should be embarrassed.
They should, but I was embarrassed. I was the embarrassed one in that situation. And I would just like, was so shocked that that's what was even happening. And because the sound was so shitty and like everything, I was like, and it was late. So obviously I was tired anyway. And I was just like, I cannot believe that this is happening, that we're the only 3 people in this theater and this is fucking happening.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was my theater going experience.
You think of the movie?
So what I thought about the movie was it seemed like a really fun time. Like
it was.
I
Jamie.
liked it. The beginning of it, like you said, the Black Friday like stampede or whatever into the store, that was awesome. I would say like the first 15-20 minutes maybe like took a little bit, I guess, to get going, but like once that happened, it sort of like amped things up. And luckily the sound was on for that part, or the sound was working well for that part. And that scene was just super cool. I loved the camp of all of this. Like I liked the sort of like the humor that
it was goofy, cartoony humor, which I really enjoyed.
Where like, I think Eli Roth like very much like he clearly succeeded in this movie in sort of interweaving horror, like gruesome, gory deaths, like in creative kills with a campiness that sort of, while they're gruesome and gory, like it takes away from that a little bit. It kind of like lets you like relax and enjoy them for the most part, because like they are so campy and over the top and like ridiculous and absurd. And I really liked that. I thought that it like did a really nice job, or it just made me think of like early 2000s movies like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends, that sort of string of movies that came out that were like teen-centric, like high school sort of like whodunit. There's a killer, and then there's like these groups of teens. Like I kind of missed that era, like Final Destination type movies, even though there wasn't like a serial killer in those. But like this gave me that sort of feel, and I liked that a lot.
I would argue that this one takes itself a lot less seriously than those movies do, though.
No, for sure, but it gave me hints of that. Like, whereas I know the trailer for Thanksgiving that comes from Grindhouse kind of harkened back to like 70s, like
it definitely did.
Sort of
it was
gritty,
shot on
grimy
film.
Exactly. So it gives that sort of grime feel that you would expect from like a 70s horror movie or a 70s type slasher movie. This to me like brought me back to movies that I would go see in the theater in high school. And sure, it took itself less seriously, but it just had that same sort of theme and feel to it when I was watching it.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to me that he chose to do this all digital and make it very modern.
Yeah.
Based on the trailer, and the trailer feeling so grindhousey. To me, this felt very 80s slasher because it had the fun and the kind of bouncy kind of pace and stuff.
I could see that too.
And the quips and stuff. It gave me more 80s slasher, which I was here for sure.
Any of it, like, I'm fine for. I liked how it looked. I thought the pacing was pretty well done. That, like, there were, I think I have like some issues from what I could tell, and it could be just a problem with, like, again, the sound issue. So if that's the case, when I see it again, I'll know for sure. But like, it seemed for a while that there were two killers, and that could have been intentional 100%. But there were also like a lot of those moments. And this is also just a classic trope in slasher movies anyways, which are admittedly not my necessarily favorite genre of horror movie, but the sort of like supernatural abilities of the killer to like be in one place and then immediately in the next scene be somewhere else where there's virtually no way you could have gone from one to the other. So that's always kind of bugged me in slasher movies because it takes me out of it, and it's hard for me sometimes to suspend my disbelief in that way and just sort of accept that, like, okay, yeah, they've just kind of got this like unspoken ability to be wherever they need to be at a moment's notice.
Right.
But like, I found it almost more noticeable in a few scenes in this movie, which just felt like slightly jarring, but it didn't ruin it for me. I thought I had a blast, like, from what I could see and what I could hear of this. Like, it was really fun. I loved how it looked. The kills are very fun. The camp is so hilarious. Fun. I mean, obviously there's one in particular, which I'm sure like everybody is probably talking about, but like, I've never seen something like that in a horror movie or in any sort of like comedy horror, camp horror, whatever. It was hilarious. It was so absurd and ridiculous, but also at the same time so filthy and gross. Gross.
Yes, and that was like, in the trailer.
Yes, but wasn't it like slightly different? Or no, it was the cheerleader one that was different in the trailer. Yep. But the mascot decapitation was also in the trailer. Yep. Okay, I heard that too. I did not rewatch the trailer before.
I didn't either.
Before this, but so it's been a while since I've seen it. But that being said, like, I thought it was funny. I had a feeling about who the killer was going to be.
Me too.
But
and I think I don't necessarily
think that's like a fault of the movie. I think that's just, I've seen a shit ton of horror movies. So I know what lines to catch or like certain things to like pick up on that are context clues for what's going to happen at the end. So I don't know that reveal would have been a non-surprise to everybody, but still, even kind of having an idea of who it was, that didn't ruin it. Like, it was the reveal was fun. I thought the ending maybe felt slightly rushed, if anything, but I also by that point was crazy tired and really just kind of waiting to get out to like get into it with someone at the ticket to be like,
to go carrying it up.
Can I please get my money back? Because that was insane. So I liked it. I would definitely recommend this. In terms of like, when I think about where this falls, if I were to rank this, like
with Eli Roth's movies,
yeah, for sure, it would probably be. It would probably fall like in the top 3, 100%. So my top 3 would consist of like Cabin Fever, this, and Hostel.
Yeah.
In some order, probably interchanging depending on like how I feel that particular day.
Which one you watched last?
Yeah.
It's been a while
Fever,
since I've
like,
seen Cabin Fever.
That one, it's one of those movies where like you almost had to have seen it in the past because it's not one that holds up well if you're watching it through the lens of 2023.
Okay.
You know,
it's pretty sexist and stuff.
How they talk in it, the stuff they say, like, yeah, it doesn't, if you're watching it through those goggles and you can't sort of put that stuff aside and realize that this was done in a different time sort of thing. Like,
and also by Eli Roth.
Like, yeah, you might not enjoy it as much, but Cabin Fever is still one of my favorite horror movies because it is so disgusting.
It's so
like
gross.
There are so many gross scenes in that stuck with me, and it's such a fun watch. Like, it's so fun. And Hostel was one that like totally blew me away the first time I saw it. And
me too.
Like, grossness. So these are top 3 for me.
I agree. There's just a certain kind of glee in the violence and the kills in Eli Roth's movies that I really like. There's something very like Looney Tunes about them.
It's very like Acme. Like there's just an absurdity to them where they're gross and they're gory, and he hits that on the head, but like they're also fun. Yeah, but they're fun. There's just
it's the kind of slasher I want to see.
Same here. Yeah.
I prefer the comedy in this to the comedy in Scream. I don't need it to be self-aware and clever. I want goofy and silly and full of puns. Yeah,
and I like Scream. I don't hate Scream. I think those are fun movies, but I preferred this. Like
me
this
too.
Is more my jam.
Of the movies, the slashers that have come out this year, I put this one over Scream 6 for sure.
Yeah.
I would say the script was bad, but not as bad as a lot of Eli Roth's movie scripts.
No, I don't
He's
think
kind
so.
of infamous for that. It wasn't terrible. I think all the players in the film
this wasn't his script, so.
Well, right, but I mean, he usually, most of the time, he doesn't write them. And when he does, they're even worse.
Yeah.
All the actors are uniformly pretty bland, but they're not like actively dislikable. So I think for him, he gets points for that because usually the characters in his movies are incredibly dislikable.
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me. I really liked the opening riot scene. I thought it was so tense. I love the editing in it.
It was.
I feel like with that opening, it had the capacity at the beginning to become a better movie than it was. Mm-hmm. And it didn't follow. It didn't live up to that. But it became just a really good slasher, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I was a little disappointed because the beginning was so strong. So strong and so scary.
It peaked early.
It could have almost been its own horror movie of people trapped in a store on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And it would have been really cool.
It did feel like slightly removed only because like that, I mean, is that still a thing?
I think so.
That we're dealing with where people are like trampled in Black Fridays. Like I feel like I've read most stores don't even do Black Fridays. And now it's not even just one night
it's
or
so
one
many
day.
days
it's like
now. That's
5 nights.
Yeah.
And you also get online shit for a week before and the week after.
I think COVID probably killed a lot of this.
Yeah. So it kind of feels a little displaced time-wise, like it came from like the pre-COVID years, but the intensity and that fear of being trampled or being in a crowd that's unruly and out of control and then being trapped sort of thing, like that obviously still resonates and resonates, and it still makes for a very effective horror movie scene.
And I love the satire of it, of the anti-consumerist vibe of it and I love that was a free waffle iron that everyone was getting trampled over.
I mean, if it's a good one.
I mean, if you don't have a waffle iron, you need a waffle iron.
If it's going to make a crispy Belgian waffle, get out of the fucking way, Sheila.
Move, bitch, get out the way.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend this too. I would recommend this. I wondered if this would be something that's going to be like an annual movie for people to watch. And I think it has the capacity to be that, but I think so. It's certainly not something that you can watch with the whole family. So there's that.
Not unless you have a very special and unique family.
An adult family.
An adult family.
Yeah. But I definitely recommend this. I think I'm going to rate it 3.5 stars. It's just based on my personal preferences. I thought it was really great for what it was. The story was silly. I was a tad disappointed that it didn't keep the momentum and the social satire and stuff of the beginning, because I thought that was really sharp and really cool. But it's still, I thought, a very solid movie.
Yeah, that's probably what I would rate it too. I'd also recommend it, but it would be like a 3.5.
Okay.
I can't wait to actually watch it again when I can get all of the puns and stuff and all of the funnies. But like visually as a movie, it was enjoyable. Like I could tell like, oh, I like this.
Do I think I would have maybe liked it more had he gone with like a 70s slasher homage?
Yeah, you probably would.
Maybe I would have, because I love 70s movies.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have. So
Right. I wonder why the choice. I think the choice was consciously because it's so franchisable. The way 100%. That it is. Yeah.
And you just got to take into consideration like the demographic now. Like you've got your Insidious movies and your Conjuring. Like the way horror is now, unfortunately, I think we're just at an age or an era where harkening back to 80s, 90s, early 2000s, like 80s less so, is just, that's more relatable to the folks who are going in retro. To see movies. Yeah. Exactly. It's weird to think about, but like that's where we're at right now.
You're right.
So 70s would have hit the folks like you and, the groups of people that have always liked that and are nostalgic for that. But if you want to hit a larger crowd, the folks who are more likely to go into the theater to see a movie, then it's got to be a little bit modernized.
You're right, Jamie. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I know.
You want to start talking about some of the kills and such?
Oh, sure.
All right. Spoilers are going to be coming, so batten down the hatches.
Oh, they're here.
They've already arrived.
Yep.
Oh, hi, Caesar.
He says hi. So, yeah. The one kill that I'm sure is on top of everyone's mind that I did get sound for, luckily, was, what was her name? Kathleen?
Getting cooked in the oven?
Getting cooked in the oven? Sweet Jesus.
Rubbing salt into her and putting
like herbs between her toes or whatever.
And
like
they put the little caps on her toes. It was so good.
It was so good. It's so hard to explain. Like, it was so horrible to watch because it's such a like
practically insane, it would be a very painful way to go.
Yes, in such an insane, painful, horrific way to think of someone dying.
But it's so cartoony.
And it's hilarious.
Basically like the things when they put Bugs Bunny in a cauldron and start chopping carrots and onions.
Yeah, you can think of any Looney Tunes where they like put Porky Pig in a thing, or they put the little like white caps on his feet or whatever. It's like
right.
Any number of those. It's so cartoonish and so silly. But like, there's also the real world aspect of like, that's a person going in there. So that seems terrifying. And then she comes out and he cuts off the like slice of her. And it's like, oh.
That made Kate gag.
Did it?
Yeah.
That part was gnarly.
I loved it. It was really funny.
Oh yeah, of course
really
I loved
funny.
It was ridiculous.
One of the gnarlier things I thought was when he got that lady wet and then froze her face to the freezer door.
Oh yeah.
That was really gnarly. I loved that.
Was that the
It was the lady who worked at the diner.
Not the cheerleader. Oh, yeah.
The cheerleader got killed, I think, on the table saw, didn't she?
Yes, I think so.
That was also quite good when her guts fell out. Yeah.
Because the cheerleader was different. Wait, no.
The cheerleader was from the other school. She was like with the guy, right? Wasn't she the one that got killed with the buzzsaw?
The trailer with this movie? Who's the one who was like jumping on the trampoline in the...
Oh, yeah.
Got stabbed through her foot.
That was the cheerleader.
That was the cheerleader. Yeah, stabbed through the foot, but then just kept like bouncing and was stabbing.
In her vagina.
Like, yeah. Wait, was that the trailer
I think that was
part?
from the trailer too, but it was also in the movie.
But in the movie, I didn't think she got stabbed in like the vagina. I thought
think
she
she
just
did
like
still
got her foot and then fell over, and it just kept like stabbing her in the torso a bunch of times as she was bouncing.
Maybe I'm just remembering
Either way,
vagina.
that one was hilarious to
Yeah.
me. Like, again, I was giggling and I was chuckling. How did that couple not pay attention to the fact that there was
maybe they wanted you there.
someone
Maybe that's
sitting
their
back?
king.
Okay, well, and maybe whatever. He got his.
He did.
So gross.
The meat tenderizer to the head
Lovers
kill,
in
that
the
was
night.
also good.
Oh yes,
We always
Yeah,
love a
that
good
was-
head crushing. You remember that year when every movie had a head crushing and every episode of American Horror Story had
yeah.
one?
What was that about?
I don't know. It was just a weird thing.
Yeah, everyone's like, let's start crushing heads.
There was the mascot decapitation. That was a good one
Yep.
during the parade.
I liked that parade scene.
I really liked the parade scene too.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. I liked how it looked.
I liked a lot of this.
I really did too. I'm very disappointed in the issues that the movie had when I was watching it at the theater. But I could tell, again, despite that, the fact that I wasn't annoyed with sitting there, like I was totally willing to still sit there and watch it. Like,
Yeah,
says
there
a
are a
lot
few
about
movies
the movie,
that you
I think,
could put up with that for.
because the visuals alone were just fun to watch. I might
Well, I
not
guess
have like had a
because
full
it's so
grasp on like
cartoony.
what
If
was
it was-
actually happening.
If it
Yeah.
was Scream, it'd been harder to follow, but because this was so broad and so cartoony, it was probably easy enough
Yeah.
to follow anyway,
Yeah,
which is nice.
there was what was the one scene of like the guy, like whatever character it was, he was like crying about something, and then he lifts up his shirt to like dry his tears, and he's like showing his abs off or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that part. It was so stupid. Yeah, this movie I just think is a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I recommend it very heartily.
Like if you and your slumber party friends can handle some gore and some like really brutal kill scenes, but that are funny.
Yeah,
that
this
have,
is
like,
a great slumber
that
party
have a
movie.
campy, yeah,
This is a
a
great slumber
campy
party movie
layer.
for mature teens.
agreed. Like this is one that I would have wanted to share. Like I would have wanted to show at a slumber party.
When
This
you were
would have
8.
been-
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, I love the set piece of the dinner table scene.
Oh
Such such a good homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love that.
I know I read, and it's a bad horror fan of me, but I have not seen My Bloody Valentine, but I see this, I've read about this being compared to My Bloody Valentine in a couple places.
I've only seen it once, so I wouldn't have picked
Okay.
up on those. But there's a lot of homages in this. I'm sure
Yeah,
that
I
we
think so,
didn't pick
too.
up on.
I mean,
it's
this,
Eli Roth, you know.
yeah. And yeah, he's obviously a fan of horror. You can tell that
Oh, heck yeah.
I like that as much as I enjoy Eli Roth's stuff, this one didn't feel like the kills and all that stuff didn't feel as, I want to say like edgelordy, but like
Right. No, I agree.
as like, yeah, like loves the
Edgelordy
smell
is
of
a
his own
fine
farts.
is a fine
sort of-
description.
Yeah, like they felt a little more well-rounded and nuanced and like more applicable or like accessible to everyone. Not so much like, I'm going to show you like how fucking crazy I can be or like make it was just fun.
Mhm.
Like, you know,
Right.
and I like Hostel and I like a lot of his stuff. Green Inferno was not a total win for me, but it
No.
still had some scenes that were
Very memorable.
very memorable, and that in my opinion is what he is very good at, is that he is good at crafting like these horrific gory kills and scenes and showing like practical effects or just like being creative with the scene setting and how certain kills are done and kind of taking it and turning it up a notch and like saying, yeah, I'm gonna have a woman like get basted and have herbs put on her and then put in the oven and cooked and then carved like a turkey. But also, as gnarly as that sounds, like I'm gonna make that be kind of fun and like
Right.
funny, and you can kind of chuckle at it because I'm going to add like enough levity to it that you can digest that scene, no pun intended.
I find
In a
some
way,
similarities between
I
this
like
and
that.
like Terrifier
Yeah. Yeah. I could see
in
that.
the cartooniness of it. Although
Yep.
this is a little bit tamer
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm just a fan. Like Eli Roth he's always kind of been around. I've always appreciated what he puts out there. It's not all of it is not a win for me.
Right.
I mean, I even love his turn as the actor in Inglourious Bastards. Like there's just
Sure.
something about Eli Roth that like I just kind of like, and I like what he brings to the horror genre. And this to me is kind of, again, why it's in my top 3. Like this is the Eli Roth that I want to keep seeing.
Right.
Like this kind of movie.
I agree. We are in agreement on this one, listeners, and that is what we think about it. And we think that you should see it. It's in theaters still, limited showtimes now. I think it'll probably be on streaming in the next couple months.
I'd be weary of any 9:50 showings.
Hopefully you have a better experience than our Jamie did.
It was more fun at MJR for that
them.
particular couple.
Yeah, it was.
Good Lord.
So what are we doing next, Jamie?
Oh, we're gonna get a little crazy, and it's kind of nuts that we were discussing it, and that we realized we have never done a Saw movie.
We've been doing this for 9 years.
On this podcast,
9 and a couple months.
Which is insane to me because...
And there have been 10 Saw movies, and we've not done
Yeah.
one of them.
Again, yeah, insane to me only because, like, I guess listeners, you might not know this, but, like, I'm a big fan of the Saw franchise. Like, I think they're the first 3, obviously, without question, are the best of the 3. It gets a little shitty in the middle and stuff, but, like, I still have watched all of them. I've still seen all of them at least twice. I just am a fan of the franchise. I like I just like the kills in it. Again, you get some creative like traps and that sort of thing. It's always fun. So I'm really excited about this Saw X. Have not seen it yet. So that's what we're going to be doing next time, because it's crazy to me that we have not covered one Saw movie.
It is really crazy. And it's available to rent now. It's $5.99 currently. So not bad. We hope that you'll rent it and watch it if you haven't already seen it, and that you will join us in 2 weeks to talk about it.
We hope everyone has a nice holiday.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year.
Ramadan, is that during that time? I don't know, but all of the holidays that fall within this stretch of time.
We wish you those.
Enjoy all of them.
To enjoy.
We wish you those to enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time off work if you get it, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hope you get some nice prezzies and give some nice prezzies.
And we hope you've enjoyed listening to us this year. And as much as we've enjoyed coming to you and speaking at you about horror.
Yes.
And Jamie, thank you for continuing to do this with me. I appreciate you.
That's, of course. I love it. I'm going to watch these movies anyways for the most part, so why not talk about them?
That's true.
I will make a non-horror TV show recommendation, and you can get a 7-day free trial through Amazon Prime of A&E, and I recommend Interrogations Raw.
Oh shit, Jamie.
True story, murder stories, but all about interrogations.
Oh,
and
shit.
Anyone who knows me knows I fucking love an interrogation show.
She watches them to sleep.
I watch 4-hour-long ones to sleep. There is just something about interrogations I find incredibly fascinating. And I've only watched 2 or 3 episodes of this one so far, but I love it. It's got a couple like murder cases that I'm not familiar with.
Nice.
And so, and the interrogation clips that they show in it are fascinating as ever.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll make another one. There is a Dateline channel on Freebie. It's just Dateline episodes all day.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a ton of Dateline episodes on Hulu, too, if you have Hulu.
I think we've watched all of those.
Yeah, I've definitely watched all the interesting looking ones anyways.
So this one has like newer ones too, which is nice.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to probably go watch some of those after this.
I'm going to watch some Interrogation Raw.
Listeners,
I can't get enough.
now you see what we do in our spare time.
Yeah.
A little peek behind the
and
curtain.
how we get to sleep.
That's right. I listen to horror stories to go to bed. I listen to horror podcasts.
Yeah.
Let us know what you listen to fall asleep. And is it gruesome and weird?
Yeah.
It probably is because you're fans of us.
Exactly. We're all in it together.
That's right. And we would never judge you. Never. All right. This has been The Bloodlust. We'd like to thank you for listening. And until next time, I've been Amy.
I'm Jamie.
Happy holidays. I already did that to end an episode recently, but I'll do it
well,
again.
There it is again.
Happy
but we have
holidays.
lots of holidays.
They're continuing. They're continuing on.
Yep.
Thank you and good night to you. Ta-da.